Hands are perfectly designed for eating. Why is there a need for metal extensions? They possess perfectly functional prehensile digits, capable of grasping, manipulating, and delivering sustenance directly to the intake port. Yet they insist on these implements, sharp, sometimes multi-pronged. Why? What cosmic mandate dictates that a simple pea must be impaled by a miniature trident, rather than simply picked up? This defies all observed efficiency. Let us analyze. This is another transmission from Alien Observations, where we meticulously, and often bewilderingly, catalogue the peculiar habits, customs, and the things of your species. Today, we delve into a profound mystery that has perplexed countless intergalactic anthropologists: the human obsession with eating utensils. They call it manners. We call it an inefficient waste of energy. Prepare for insights, questions, and perhaps a deep existential sigh. Upon initial scan, the fork appears to be a multi-tined piercing device for conveying solid matter. Its design, while admirable in its metallic craftsmanship, presents immediate questions. The success rate for piercing device for conveying solid matter. Then, the knife, a miniaturized bladed tool used to sever substances already deemed food. Why this pre-consumption violence? Their own dental structures are clearly capable of basic mastication. Perhaps a lingering vestige of a more predatory past, a subconscious need to assert dominance over a baked potato. And finally, the spoon. The simplest of the trio, a basic scoop, almost logical. Yet even here they often struggle. Liquids are consumed by awkward head tilting. The journey from bowl to mouth always involves a precarious balancing act, defying the very laws of fluid dynamics. We estimate thousands of calories are wasted annually on this elaborate dance. Our historical archives indicate that the implement was not always present. For millennia, humans were, dare I say, sensible. They used their organic appendages. And even today, on certain land masses, particularly in some regions, this primal efficiency persists. Here, fingers remain the primary conduits for sustenance. They scoop, they mix, they engage directly with their food. My senses detect no catastrophic outcome, no societal collapse, no immediate plague. This begs the question, if it works for billions, why the metal? The fork, for example, initially deemed too effeminate or excessive by early Western humans, a curious moral judgment for a food delivery mechanism. And then there are the chopsticks. Two thin sticks requiring immense dexterity and precise coordination to merely transport a single grain of rice. An impressive display of fine motor skills, perhaps, but for the purpose of efficient nutrient transfer, questionable. A baffling choice. It's like building a rocket to deliver a single feather. Humans propagate this bizarre concept called manners. Certain cultures dictate that using one's hands for certain foods is uncivilized. But is it truly about hygiene? Or a desperate attempt to differentiate themselves? Or dare I say, from each other? Every tool becomes a signal, not just of function, but of who you are. A fork says civilized. Hands? Primitive. Strange binary for a species with such emotional complexity. This hierarchy of consumption creates arbitrary rules. A chicken wing is acceptable with fingers, but a carefully cubed piece of poultry is an insult without a fork. The inconsistency is maddening. It suggests an underlying anxiety about appearing less evolved, or perhaps simply less clean. The ubiquitous presence of eating tools reveals a deep-seated insecurity. Politeness rituals extend even to cutlery. Placement, angle, sequence. It's less about nourishment, more about performance. Are they eating or auditioning? They often feel the need to add layers of ritual and complexity to simple acts to feel sophisticated or proper. The fork is not just a tool, it's a social barrier. Tools once served survival, now they serve identity. Humans forget the function and obsess over the form, silver over usefulness, etiquette over instinct. An obsession with control. They must sever, pierce, and meticulously manage every morsel, perhaps reflecting a subconscious desire for control in a chaotic existence. The illusion of refinement. They equate cleanliness and orderliness with moral superiority, even when their homes are often less than pristine. The clean fork is a microcosm of a projected, unattainable perfection, and a species that forgets its own design. Preliminary recommendation: revert to hands. Fewer accidents, faster intake. Fewer therapy sessions triggered by improperly placed soup spoons. Their own biology is perfectly equipped, yet they invent unnecessary contraptions, then struggle to master them. It's like building a jetpack, then complaining it's too difficult to walk with. And the ultimate paradox in their utensil arsenal, the spork. A hybrid abomination attempting to combine the minimal effectiveness of both spoon and fork. It succeeds only in being mediocre at both. It is the human desire for convenience manifesting as increased inefficiency, or perhaps the pinnacle of their design compromises, a truly perplexing novelty that defies galactic logic. Why create a tool that is deliberately less effective than its separate components? This data demands further, baffled head tilting. So what have we learned from the humble knife, fork and spoon? That humans, in their infinite capacity for self-complication, have taken the most fundamental act of survival and adorned it with layers of ritual, insecurity, and often outright inefficiency. They seek refinement where none is needed, and in doing so, reveal a species constantly striving for an ideal that often conflicts with basic practicality. They are creatures of habit, of ritual, and of questionable design choices. My observations suggest they are a species constantly performing for an unseen audience, even when merely consuming sustenance. Truly a spectacle. The data stream concludes for this cycle, but the anomalies persist. What other utterly illogical human thing requires our immediate observational intervention? The sunglasses, the toilet brush, the car indicator that so few utilize. Transmit your suggestions below. If this report has illuminated the baffling reality of human existence, or merely provided a moment of intergalactic amusement, please illuminate. Consider transmitting a like signal and subscribing to Alien Observations for more crucial data points. Your compliance is appreciated. End transmission for now.